Hi there, it's day 5 of the 90-day challenge. One of the questions that I'm often asked, and it came up again in comments to my video from yesterday, is I always say reading and listening is key to understanding or key to learning a language. And people say, well, how can you listen to something you don't understand? And this is obviously a problem because when you begin, you don't know, you don't understand the language. And so, how can you listen and read when you don't understand? And I think there's sort of two scenarios. One is at the very beginning of language, and the second is when you are stretching yourself now to listen to things that are difficult for you. So at the very beginning, whether I'm using something like Teach Yourself, which is where I began with Korean, and there I have the text, and I have the vocabulary, and I have some explanations. So I listen, I don't understand, I look up the vocabulary, I read some explanations, and then I listen again, and I kind of half understand. And even after weeks with this Teach Yourself, I'm still having trouble understanding the same spots. But my brain is gradually getting used to it. I understand more and more. Now, when you go to more advanced stuff, it's the same thing again. You're taking yourself out of your comfort zone, which you were in with that beginner material where you kind of half understood it, and you're now pushing yourself to try to listen to things that are more interesting but more difficult. Again, you don't understand. I don't enjoy, say, watching a movie where I don't understand. I don't enjoy listening when I don't understand at all, and I have no opportunity, no chance to understand. Some people may like doing that, having the language on in the background and not understanding anything. I don't. So I always want a transcript. I want a text because if I have the transcript or the text, I can read it, I can look up words, and I can listen again and again, and slowly I'll understand more and more of it. I won't necessarily understand it all, but it doesn't matter. When I'm tired of it, whether I understand 30%, 50%, 70%, I move on to something else because the words that I'm having trouble understanding and the phrases, they're going to show up again. And of course, now that we have LingQ, which we didn't have Korean on LingQ 6 years ago or whenever it was, 7 or 8 years ago, I tend to use LingQ. So I'm going to give you a bit of a demonstration of what I do when I approach, or try to understand, whether listening or reading, texts that are too difficult for me, which is something that I feel we have to do. I should add, I don't believe in this, that you're always going to read something that only has 3% new words. You'll be forever acquiring the necessary vocabulary. I feel you have to attack more difficult texts, listen to them, read them, accept the fact that they're going to remain fuzzy for a long, long time. But in this way, gradually, you're training your brain to understand and get used to the new language. So this is where I come when I open up LingQ. You'll notice that I'm on the Learn page, as it's called. The first question, people ask me, well, how can you listen to stuff that you don't understand? Well, first of all, here, there are a number of courses recommended to me, and I can choose to go to something that's intermediate, which has 187 new words for me, or this is intermediate 1 with 254 new words. Or there's even advanced stuff that I've tried here, intermediate or beginner. So useful expressions for beginners. So I can choose just how hard I want to make things for myself, and I vary it. This one here, for example, is low intermediate, almost high beginner. I've spent some time there. There's no more new words there. I don't necessarily understand it all. But here's one that I noticed that has 9 roses, so other people like this course. So before I open it up here, I should also point out a few other things here. We have the Learn page is where you learn. Exchange is where you can ask for help, find tutors, have your writing corrected, find friends. And this is just a handy list of the various things that you can do. It's sort of a shortcut. These are the various lessons that I've been studying, or I can post a request to have something corrected, or I can join a conversation, I can import a lesson from the internet, or I can review my vocabulary. You'll notice here that my avatar, which is kind of an indication of my progress, shows that I've become more active than I was. I've been able to acquire a bunch of artifacts for my avatar, and here is sort of a progress snapshot, which shows that I've been linking pretty heavily compared to my targets. But I don't do a lot of flashcarding, so I haven't yet moved my links to Learn. links are my saved words, but I will be doing so, and we'll get into that later on. I can also flashcard the most frequently used words that I have saved so far, but let's leave all of that and let's go now into one of the lessons. All right, so we'll open this one here because it's new to me. So this is, talking to random people. So we'll open one lesson in this course. And so you'll see right away, right off the bat, that there are a lot of blue words. And these are all the words here that are new to me that I haven't seen before. In fact, there's only 17 words here that I've previously saved. And that is partly because I've been listening to a lot of sort of politics and economics and that kind of thing, whereas here we have more of a casual conversation. So the question is, obviously if I listen to this, I'm not going to understand it very well.
영민 안녕?
되게 어색하다.
좀 그러네.
오늘 우리가 같이 여기 한강 고수부지에 왔는데
Pretty hard for me. So the question is, how can you deal with listening to stuff that you don't understand? Well, I might listen to it once, not understand very much. There's about 2 minutes here. And then I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to look up, okay, this is a person's name, so I just X that. I don't want that. This is another person's name. But here, awkward, all right. I'll take that. I hit return. And I go through that, and I save all the words that I want to learn. So I go through, first of all, converting all these blue words into yellow words, because the yellow words are words now that I'm trying to learn, and with the yellow words I get examples of them and a whole bunch of stuff. So I will go through this, and I will convert all of the blue words to yellow. Then I will go to my iPad and I will read it, and with my iPad touchscreen I can look up all the yellow words. Read through it. So I've now read through it and got a sense of what it means. If I then go away and listen without reading, I won't understand it. So I might read it again while listening. And I might move on before I fully understand this. But if I keep doing this, even if I don't understand this text, I will gradually start to understand these new texts better and better. So that's kind of showing you how things work here at Link. And now all these words that I've now converted to yellow, I can actually look up and see a list of them. I can flashcard them. I can do different things to help me get the hang of these words. And yet still when I listen, I won't understand. But I know from experience that gradually I will understand better.